The camera's so backwards. And it's so upsetting. And the struggle is real as always. The struggle stays so real.
Yeah, but
But
it's Thursday.
it's definitely Thursday.
You know what we do on Thursdays?
I be going to work and taking kids.
You know we do Thursday around 10ish.
Around 10. Now that is a more specific question. I think
Mm.
around 10 on Thursdays we do bourbon and pancakes.
I think we do.
It's time for bourbon and pancakes.
Slightly out of practice because we skipped a week.
We did skip a week, and I feel the way about that. But you know, sometimes I nearly break my back and I be laid up. I mean, I don't even know what happened. Like, have you ever had like a sudden onset of an injury that is just like, what in the world? And you just been taken out, like, and not sick, injury, like something just broke.
Just once,
twice. What happened?
I don't want to tell you that story. Share? Yeah, no. But I
know what we're gonna ask Isaac later.
No, we're not doing that. K-Sol,
we are doing.
Kristen's here.
We're not doing Ask Isaac.
Yeah, we are, but we're not gonna ask that stupid ass question. Aaron's in the house.
He has to answer whatever I ask, just so y'all know.
Let's not, please.
All right, whatever.
Can we skip that one?
Hey, Aaron. Hey, K-Sol. Let's talk about what are we doing first? We're toasting, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
1 week and we don't know what we're doing no more.
I'm confused. I'm so off, but we're gonna get it together.
Okay,
it's happening now.
I'm gonna toast.
All right.
To you being much better than you were
last week.
You
know what happened last week? And I'm gonna be honest, he wouldn't share this with y'all. Oh, let's do the toast.
Yeah. Sorry. I gotta get this in.
What is with this hand? Like, right? How was I supposed to smack your knuckles? Like,
it worked.
What's going on?
It made the noise.
It didn't make the noise until you moved your hand.
What's going on, Hashim?
Anyway, so last week, Isaac still came by, but he helped me move my legs. That's how bad it was. I was laying in bed. I couldn't move my legs. So I just wanted to say that as we recall, the last time I was ill and on the floor, certain people left me on the floor. And I think that he learned from that experience that it would be better to just come over and help me instead of leaving me broken. So we should have toasted to growth.
Growth?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. You don't think that was growth? That was...
Sure.
No?
Yes.
It felt like growth. I don't know. So check this out. Pancakes. See, I swear we're gonna get it together.
Did you put them in the thing?
Oh no, I didn't, but I'm about to. I'm trying to listen. The struggle.
We're working on it, y'all. All right.
Real.
I'm still gonna try these. I think these are fucking apples.
And I love that he always gets this wrong. It brings me joy.
Wait, does it?
Yeah, that he literally never gets this right. So there go the pancakes. I just put them in the comments. Anybody, if you want to see them, you should be able to see them now. And I don't know why he thinks those are apples.
Did you soak these in pancakes?
Did I soak it in pancakes?
In bourbon, I'm sorry.
Does the bourbon come across?
It changes the flavor. I don't know what you did, but did you?
I mean, there's bourbon in there. That's for sure.
But it's like right here.
Oh, yeah. No, it's strong. It's right on the top. It ain't on the side. It ain't hidden in the back. It's very...
It throws off the
so now you can't taste the
fruit
because the bourbon... Let me taste it.
It throws it off a bit. I have two guesses, but I think they're both going to be wrong.
I mean, texturally and visually, you should be able to...
Nah, I'm having a hard time.
Okay.
They look like apples from just visually.
Two guesses. So visually, it was an apple. I'm telling you, it's not an apple.
The fruit's on the tip of my tongue, and I can't think of it.
Do you have another guess before we move on? Because we don't have all... No. Whisper.
Is it nectarines?
Is it nectarines? No. But you're in the right family now. It has a pit. There you go. You're in the right... So anyway, we're going to move on because he's doing a really bad job of guessing what the pancakes are. So per usual.
No, the blueberries and the raspberries right last time.
Because plum... pancakes.
They don't taste like plums at all. They taste like plums to you too?
A salted caramel bourbon sauce. So there's a lot going on flavor wise. the pancakes, which you haven't even put in your face
I
yet.
haven't. I was trying to
They
think
are
of the
just
fruit.
vanilla, nothing exciting happening there. So.
Well, you know what though? The fact that you soaked them in bourbon and put the caramel and stuff on there, that changes the whole. What's wrong?
I'm listening.
Oh, your face went weird.
I'm just waiting for
it
where
went
we
weird.
were.
But yeah, no, it just changes. It changes the flavor a lot.
That said, we have an amazing guest with us tonight. We're just going to go ahead and bring him in because he's been waiting patiently to be a part of the show while Isaac doesn't know what the hell he's eating. And I sit here and fumble through the opening. Hey, we got it. We're ready. Can we do two things at the same time?
I can do one at one time and then switch to the second thing. Does that make sense?
Can they happen like that?
They can happen
All right.
relatively quickly.
All right, there we go.
What's happening?
My brother George is back.
George is back.
What's happening? I'm so glad that you decided to join us tonight because we have an amazing topic. We are going. Your focus is just.
You didn't even say it yet.
I know, but you.
I'm getting there. You was about to introduce it. As soon as you said the word, I was going to press the button.
We're just off.
You're off.
I'm off.
Look, I pressed the
You're
button.
off.
Say the thing. Do your thing.
I'm not saying nothing
Segue.
now. You do it.
All right. So, topic is, where is the love? But I want you have to introduce it though, because it was your experience, right?
Where is the love?
Where the fuck is the love between me and Isaac right now?
Wait,
because does anyone else feel the love? Because I don't feel the love. I want you to know that we have been
I
struggling.
feel it. He told you you look amazing. You was doubting how you was looking. He said you look amazing. I said, wasn't that nice to see toaster growth?
Thank you. George, thank you.
The last time, because he has grown in that regard as well. I asked him, what about my hair or my lipstick? And he'll be like, yeah, you could do something a little better than what you're doing. That's how he was. So now he understands to just say I look good whether I do or not.
Right. I'm just beating into submission at this point. You just
where is the
That's pretty much where we're at right now.
Okay. So but we're not talking about the love between me and Isaac because, us and our fumbling, stumbling.
I don't feel like I'm fumbling today. I mean
our whole relationship, our whole fictitious, I can't think of the word right now.
That's a good word. Fictitious, not real.
Relationship has been a struggle. It's the most struggling relationship, but I think it's an allegory for real life.
Okay.
We can't even get our fake relationship together. So how in the world are we out here with the real relationship? So what we're talking about when we say where's the love is, there seems to be this huge divide between the sexes, and with us it seems to be even greater than the normal. So like other cultures, there's always that, men are from Mars and women are from Venus or whatever the fuck, where we don't get each other. But with Black people, it seems like we are just downright nasty to each other. You know what I'm saying? It's like, whenever we talk about, relationships, man, fuck all this, fuck this and fuck that and fuck women and fuck the men. It's so angry and it's so
aggressive.
Yeah, it's aggressive and it's poison almost.
It's a level of toxicity.
I don't like that word. I was avoiding it, and you just want to throw it in.
Toxicity. What the fuck is poison? Like technically, by definition,
I get it, but I was just saying, so the point is, where the fuck is the love?
So, per your our previous conversation, we hear a lot of Black women aren't. Black men ain't, those types of things.
Because I heard that Black women weren't feminine. We're not. We don't have to be supportive. We talk too much.
Y'all gold diggers.
Oh God, we're gold diggers.
All y'all want is
poor
money.
as we are.
All you want is money.
All we want is to lay up, have babies, and get our bills paid by someone that's not us. Mm-hmm. Have you heard all these things?
I've heard those things.
Well, what did we hear about men, the Black men?
We ain't shit.
Shall I begin?
Go ahead, George. Give it, what's wrong with what you heard about the Black men?
Well, you ain't shit. You ain't gonna be shit.
Oh shit!
You know what I'm saying?
Your mama wasn't shit.
You're gonna say about
if I wasn't, it's just a plethora of things to where it's degrading. You know what I mean? Like any form of degradation. I'm talking about you gonna call me everything but a child of God. You're gonna put my name in everything but a prayer. That type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's levels to this shit, man. You know what I mean? And it gets downright disheartening at times as a man. To like, okay, prime example. And this is just my personal experience. Maybe it's the friends I got on the book. No shade, no name drops, but I'm just saying, you will go on there, and I'm talking about every other status is talking about how I don't need a nigga. Nigga ain't this and a nigga ain't that. And girl, shout out. Here's the one. Happy Mother's Day. Well, happy Father's Day to all the real mothers out there that do it by themselves and what they bam. And like, this is the level that motherfuckers take it to.
Right.
It's Father's Day. Shit.
So where does
this is the one day we got. This is all we got.
Where's it come
and you
from?
over here talking about shout out to the single mamas. Wait a minute. Motherfucker, this ain't what this day is about. but that I'm using that as an example because that's the manifestation of how deep it goes. You can't even acknowledge the man on his day. This ain't his birthday. This ain't, you know what I'm saying? This is Father's Day.
Right.
Can you give him that? Okay, your baby daddy ain't shit. But what did you give up?
Mother's Day.
What?
Y'all get Mother's Day.
What?
You can't have Mother's Day and Father's Day.
I mean, if I'm being the mama and the daddy, no, I'm joking.
See?
I'm joking. That was a joke.
We going that night?
So, I mean, for me, it's two things that I want to discuss before this night is over. I want to discuss where does this come from and how can we fix it. So I guess the first thing to discuss is where does it come from? I'm going to throw it to Isaac. Isaac, where does it come from?
I think.
Whoa. Better question.
Okay, you got a better question.
No, I'm just saying.
I have an answer for the first one. Okay.
A better question came.
What is it? What's the better question?
In your relationship.
Wait.
What? This is a better question.
Very specific.
Yeah. Specificity is a good thing,
Mm-hmm.
In your relationships, have you ever experienced a lack of love from your partner or things that felt like it was unloving in a kind of a general sense? Like almost like a lot of people will bring stuff from their past relationships or whatever, they mommy and daddy issues and everything and put it on you. Has that ever happened?
Yes, that has happened. that has happened a few times actually. So that was your better question? I thought the first question was better. Where's it come from?
Okay, go with the first
question. So yes, it has happened to me to answer your first question. To answer the first question.
The first question
was where does it come from? And I think it's people, and we kind of covered this before, but it's that baggage that you carry to the next relationship and you don't resolve it. So it's people being hurt and then generalizing from that standpoint. So if you had a lying, cheating motherfucker, then you're going to carry that. Not everybody, but people carry that. So I think it's as simple as that. So anything unresolved that you don't deal with, you bring to the next relationship. And that's where that comes from. And then you're so hurt. Again, you just generalize and you project. So now you got a voice. You got to go on social media and let everybody know that so-and-so didn't do something. And now every nigga or every woman is the thing that hurts you. So it's a very simple thing, unfortunately.
You think so?
I think it's a very simple
thing. You think it's
very
very simple?
Yeah, I don't think it's a complex psychological issue. I think it's I've been hurt, therefore I'm going to let everybody know. And the next person that comes into my arena, I'm going to let them know too. But my behavior is going to be that. It's not just me what I say, it's what I do as well. So does that answer your first question?
I think it does.
You think it does?
We got comments.
George.
Okay.
Let me do in a second.
I look at it from a standpoint where it comes from. It is that the average, well, I'm not going to say the average person, but a lot of people cannot function without dysfunction. You were raised in so much dysfunction that you believe this to be normal. Therefore, when you're not getting dysfunction, you create dysfunction. So therefore, with the dysfunction, there's a lack of love, compassion, concern, and it's greed. Because I won't say selfishness. Selfishness is not a bad thing. You know what I mean? You have to be selfish to survive. It's when greed comes in. You're greedy with your time. You're greedy with your emotions. You're greedy with everything. So you never take the time to have any form of understanding or compassion for the person that you're dealing with. via the opposite sex, or in some people's case, the same sex. However it goes, whatever's floating your boat these days. But that's what it is. And then another thing that goes into play is a lack of love for thyself. If you don't love yourself, how can you love somebody else? You haven't figured yourself out, but you out here in a relationship trying to build something with somebody else. You ain't got eye water to cry with. And you out here trying to have something with somebody else. Ain't gonna work.
You know what I just thought about when you said about being greedy or, being self-centered. I think that might be a really big part of it. Because like a lot of times when you think about your relationship, you don't even think about it from your perspective. Nobody ever wants to put themselves in the other person's shoes and find, figure out like, what does this feel like to them? You know what I'm saying? When I act this way, when I talk this way, when I do this thing, how is it actually affecting them? You only think about how it affects you. And I think that can cause a lot of situations where you may love that person, but you can't express it because you're so focused on yourself that you're not able to realize that you're not, giving them what they need or even attempting to because you're worried about what you need.
That's deep. That's
right.
deep.
And when you say something about love, the thing is, and I've had this conversation with individuals in the past, whatever, and I would tell them that it's not that you don't love me. You just don't love me in the capacity that I need you to love me in. Your version of love is not mine. So that's where the disconnect comes in at, because what I perceive to be love, you look at as something else. And what you see as love, I look at as a lot of times dysfunction, because you think love is being up your ass all day and a bunch of internet garbage. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you didn't like my picture.
I didn't know that was part of the love.
I was gonna say the love language.
What that had to do with reality? Fuck me, I wasn't over here today. I was at work. What the fuck? But I come home and it's a whole motherfucking, it's a whole beef. I don't even know it's a beef going on.
Because you didn't like the picture.
You didn't like the picture. Hold on a second. Let's do the. Oh,
yeah.
Weird.
We'll change it.
Yeah.
It's on the brand.
It's levels to it.
Okay.
It's levels to this dysfunction.
So Jonathan says we are portrayed as weak.
So we were talking about how people are seeing, black women and black men. Weak?
Well, if we don't get Father's Day, somebody snatched Father's Day from us. I mean, that's pretty much saying we weak as fuck.
You think so?
If somebody's gonna take Mother's Day and Father's Day, that's pretty much the sentiment that's going around. You a weak motherfucker, so you can't even be a father. I'm gonna be both.
Okay. You can't even have this day.
Right. You can't even have the day. It's a national day. You can't even have it. K. Saul says it comes from being hurt, which I agree. So,
I mean, but how far back does the hurt go? Are we talking about your first boyfriend or girlfriend? You talking
whatever
about your daddy
didn't love you right?
Whatever
you carry.
Like what? Like
so it could be as far back as when I was 4 and or it could be when I was 16, or it could be yesterday. It doesn't matter. It's whatever you keep with you is the thing that you bring into the relationship that fucks it up.
Well, I think it changes for every person. Just like love is different for every person. It's like I say, it's levels to it. It's individual in its own way, but at the same time, we have to deal with the whole group think, because a lot of times it's a mentality that's passed on throughout the culture to where it goes from being a personal thing to just being a group thing. I know people that have literally caused dysfunction just because you want to fit in with your homegirls. When they sit around and do the niggas ain't shit and blah, 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 you can't really do that because you got a motherfucker that's treating you right, but you will cause a problem just so you can fit in with these people and y'all can sit around and drink wine and, talk that niggas ain't shit talk. As sad as that is, I've seen it.
Chantel says, you want to read that?
Yeah, Chantel says, the baggage isn't from just one relationship to the next. It starts when people haven't resolved all previous hurt, including family hurt. And that's what I was saying. Like, I feel like it might be even deeper than just your first relationship or your baby daddy that didn't work out or your baby mama or whatever. I think it starts all the way back when you were a child and you didn't feel love from your parents because of whatever reason it was. Maybe they were too busy or maybe, whatever was going on, because we all not everybody, but a lot of us as Black people come from a situation where everybody's out the house, we're working. You don't have that person that's really focused on the kids. A lot of us are like latchkey kids. You know, you come in from school, they ain't even there. You might have to cook dinner, who knows? But it's not that type of family situation where you can feel that every day you're an important person. And so when you feel like you aren't that way as a child, then you move out into the world and you start looking, you want to be important to somebody, and if you're still not getting it, you know what I'm saying, then that turns into, well, fuck it then. If nobody love me, I don't love them either.
Yeah, another one here.
And if I may interject,
hey, go ahead.
We have been raised up in a culture, and this is where I go into music and entertainment. We don't love them hoes. Motherfucker told you as a child.
Right.
We don't love them hoes. You understand what I'm saying? So you grow up with this mentality, and that to you, because just say hypothetically, your father wasn't around. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have any type of male role model, whatever the case was. So Snoop Dogg raised you. Too Short raised you. You know what I mean? Whoever you was bumping. And 8 times out of 10, they told you bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks.
Hey, they gonna these nuts.
And I'll leave the rest to, you know.
I know the words.
You need to be able to which ones are which though? Which ones are the bitches and which ones are the women? Like we gotta.
But you don't decipher that as a young man.
Yeah, I'm just saying that. We need to be able to do. I want to recap.
You lump them all in together.
Right.
And a lot of times.
Shit. No, go ahead.
A lot of times, if you go ahead, bro.
No, go finish your point. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that a lot of times, if you come from an urban situation, you're taught that to show love and to show compassion for a woman is weak. You a sucker. You a trick. You ain't breaking this bitch. You know what I'm talking about? You out here loving on her and all this old whoopie whoop, man. We running these hoes. You dig what I'm saying, man? You out here going on dates and shit. Suck ass nigga. Hey, man, I'm trying to, you know.
And I never thought about from this societal view like that, because I guess I'm so.
This how they piecing you off. This how they piecing you off. Right. You got one girlfriend and you attempting to do the right thing by her. You getting ostracized by the homies. Man, you up in here in love and shit, man. God damn it. We went out to the club the other night, man. Them hoes was in there deep, man. You at the house and shit. In there playing house and motherfucker, wait a minute. That's what I'm supposed to be doing.
Right, exactly. So you gotta change.
What's wrong with you? You out here looking for what I got. You're trying to trick me out my position. Right. But if you're young and you don't understand what life is really about, you may let that peer pressure get to you where it's like, you know what? I am out here slipping. I bought this motherfucker some roses the other day. Man, fuck this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's miseducation. It's miseducation.
So Kristen says, I get hurt by a lot of things I hear Black men say about Black women all the time. It's not really old baggage. It's the thing I saw on Facebook, etc. That's interesting.
No, I thought that was a real interesting point, because a lot of the time you'll get all this rhetoric and you'll hear different guys and then all the other guys chiming in, agreeing with them. Like, you know, I talk about relationships a lot on my page, and I'll be like, men, give the women some relationship advice, and their best advice is shut the fuck up and suck my dick. No, don't forget to suck his dick. Shut the fuck up.
You gotta suck his dick.
And fix some food. And it's like, is that really the best thing you can do? Like, you don't even need a woman. Like, you don't need an exclusive woman to get your dick sucked. You can get a prostitute for that. Right. So how is this relationship advice? This is the best thing you have to say to me, just shut the fuck up and cook, like, and suck my dick. Like, you know, you could buy some food in a prostitute and you wouldn't need me then.
Right.
So but this is the venom that I'm talking about. It's like, how can you say that I want to be with a woman, want to get married, want to whatever, and your idea of an ideal woman is a silent somebody to jack you off. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
well, to quote one of your greatest sayings, everybody want to go to the moon, but don't nobody want to build a rocket ship.
Everybody want to get there now.
You want all the shit, but you don't want to do the work. You can't say that you want to be with a woman and so forth and so on, but yet you're not giving this woman the same compassion that you want for yourself. But again, that goes back to knowing thyself. And a lot of people don't know themselves, so they don't even know how to treat somebody else because you don't know how to treat yourself. You out here divided, undecided, and need to be guided. And you out here trying to walk with another motherfucker. So y'all both out here lost. So it's going to be a disconnect because, like I say, you don't love yourself. You haven't taken the time to examine yourself and understand what you need. So how can you give somebody else something?
So when we experience it, we see it like on your page, on your post, we see it as a collective. So it's a group of women that feel a certain way. Then there's a group of niggas that feel another way.
Right.
So it's like, how do we fix that part? Because it seems like there's a lot of people that are damaged that are just taking sides, it seems like. And then it makes it worse. To Kristen's point, she sees it on social media. It's like, well, damn, this 500 comments here. You know what I mean? Like
before we get to the
consensus amongst men that, you know, the mass majority of them feel this way, and reverse for women. Yeah. Because I know there's a lot of Black men who feel like feminism has ruined, you know, Black women when feminism has been perverted to be hating men versus empowering women. You know, feminism started off, you're supposed to be empowering women. It's like, you know, we were not treated well. You know, you were basically, your job was to have babies and take care of a man. Well, we've moved a little bit beyond that. There's other things that we can do in society. Our roles are, you know, growing and changing. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't mean that now, because, you know, we're seen as equal and we might be able to work at the same jobs and get the same pay and everything like that, that now it's fuck men, we don't need them, because that wasn't the point. Right. I don't think.
Well, before we get to the solution, I just got one more point to make. Before we get to the solution. Okay. And I'm just saying this from a perspective of what I see. As far as Black men, we don't get no props until a nigga gets shot by the police.
No shit.
And then it's all this Black men, we love you. Black men, we need you. Black man, you loved. A nigga got to get shot by the police to get some love?
I think.
I'm just saying. Now we can get to the solution, but I had to put that out there because I see that a lot. Motherfucker bash a nigga every day, all day. You can scroll down a fucking timeline and it's, I don't need a nigga ain't this. Whoop wop de bam. If you gave the child to a nigga, he'll fold. Whoop wop de whoop de wop and all this old fly shit. Soon as they get gunned down by these motherfucking pigs, now it's the Black heart and the Black fist and Black man, we love you. Man, get the man gone with that shit. I don't want to hear it.
So either it's not thoroughly sincere, like you feel a way, but you don't really feel a way, or there's a very.
I feel disrespected when I see shit like that.
There's a sect of women that feel that way no matter what, and then there's some women that feel that way no matter what, as far as like my king, my prince. Because I mean, let me put it this way: I've surrounded myself with.
I feel like that whole my king, my prince. Because I'm not trying to be funny. No. I'm just saying, like, everybody I know that's with my Lord, my love. I'm being serious.
I know, go ahead.
Is that it's usually tied to some odd religious sect, or you know what I'm saying, or some kind of, you know.
But I wouldn't though. I wouldn't say that.
Wouldn't.
I wouldn't say that completely. And this is the point I'm trying to make. Is it that? I guess the best example is this. When something happens to you negative, you tend to lash out more. But if something happens positive, you kind of keep that to yourself for the most part. So it seems like when somebody's hurt, they want to go on social media and blast it out. But what about, and the reason I'm saying this is because I know multiple women that speak that way, regardless, they're not tied to any ridiculous religion, but they uplift Black men as much as they can. And I know
is
a
it
lot
because
of
they're
them,
trying to get some dick? I mean, I'm trying to understand.
No.
I'm not trying to be funny.
Nah, it's funny.
I'm just saying
that
there's been some times where I see people with the, my king, my
all,
Lord, my liege.
First of all, I do want to say that's a really good way to get it.
Debate.
Call me a king if that's what you're trying to do. That's a good way to start. Let me put it that way. But that's not what I'm.
I think that's a good way to start. You got a few dick coupons.
So what I'm saying is,
there
are some women that believe that no matter what. I would assume. I'll make the assumption now that
it is. Don't get me wrong. And when I said what I said, I wasn't saying that just as a whole. I'm just saying what I see. Like it's troubling to me because why I can't get this love on the everyday? Why I can't get this acknowledgement on the everyday? Why you can't love me just because, you know what I'm saying, I went to work, I did right by you, I gave you the money for the bills, I even went that motherfucking cooked, I did got them dishes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What you want from me?
I'm
like Tyrese. What more do you want?
What do you want?
What more do you want from me?
So I think the positivity has to be more aggressive than the negativity when we talk about a solution. Like if
Yeah.
So we're gonna read comments before we move to the solution.
I can read comments before we move to the solution.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
just
let's read the comments.
Thank you.
All right. I'm reading them.
Sure. Jamel says
we want women who can do both. Be a lady in the streets and a freak in the sheets, and a woman want a thug in the streets and a Romeo in the sheets.
What?
There's no. That's it. That's the two things we need on both ends.
I don't know if I can agree with that.
What?
I mean, I'm sorry. I mean,
What would
it's
be,
a little simplistic.
You think it's more complex than that?
Oh, because I think that's bullshit. First of all, like for dudes to say I want a lady in the sheets, but a lady in the streets, but a freak in the sheets. No, you don't. That's not even true. You know what I'm saying? Like that. If it were, I'm gonna tell you why I say that. Because if it were, the chicks who are influencers on Instagram and get all the likes, the loves, and the babies, they wouldn't be so popular. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you really wanted, that makes it very difficult for somebody who's saying I'm over here prim and proper and dickless. I'm not sure that's what y'all want.
Well, the thing about it is this, and this is my solution.
That's deep.
Don't do no more to a person than you would have them do to you. It goes back to the old adage, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. At the end of the day, if I'm dealing with a woman, you are a representation of me. Period, point blank. So I'm going to give you what I want back. Reciprocation, period. That's it. That's all in a nutshell.
I mean, that's true, but I'm just saying just to speak to the idea, because there's all these cliches and all this, oh, men want this, what? No. You know what I'm saying? You say that, but that's not really what's going on. And same thing with women. Like they'll say we want a thug in the streets and then a Romeo at the house. Nah, it's a lot of women want a thug at the house. I need to get beat up.
You really don't want me out here thugging. You ain't ready to write no lines and come to the chain gang. You ain't ready to do all that.
No, what I mean by that, when I say that you want that same kind of energy at home, there's a lot of women who really are fueled by abusive dudes. You know what I'm saying? You want somebody to come in here and get aggressive with you. You know what I'm saying? You got to slap me around a little bit, show me you love me. And I'm just saying that's the manifestation of the dysfunction and the sickness. And we say we want this, but that's not what we really want because we're so fucked up inside.
Right. I mean, and I've seen this. I've seen females out here that say they want a good dude and blah, blah, skip and whoop, whoop. And I'm talking about from personal experience. Motherfucker was dealing with a dude. Dude had a good job. He taking care of the family, taking care of the child, wasn't his. Who out the bam. I was out there doing what I was doing at the time. And I told her why we were doing what we're doing. I said, you ain't shit, right? Now, you say you want a good man. This man doing what he supposed to be doing. And then you in here with me. I ain't got nothing for you. I'm a hard dicky and drop kick you, baby. I'm keeping it real.
Here we go.
But I'm just saying.
Don't start rhyming and shit. We gonna
when it go both ways, it go both ways.
Keep on rhyming.
I know you is. Come on with it. I just had to get that out there.
So look, Kristen says holding a man accountable isn't the same as bashing him.
And I think that's a really poignant point because a lot of the times because the thing that I do when I talk to the men's delegation, I try to have conversations where we can hold the men accountable, and I'm called a man basher. Oh, you just don't love men. I love men. I love men. From the first man I ever loved was my daddy to the man I love now. I love men, and I just want y'all to be better. That's the reason why I hold your feet to the fire, because if you don't do better, we can't do better. The family can't do better. The community can't do better. It starts with the man doing better, right?
I agree. So look,
it does indeed.
Can do better. Jamel has come up with a solution. He said there's a million songs praising women by men. All we get is Brother by Angie Stone. So what y'all need?
Are there a million songs praising women?
Y'all need to sing more songs. Y'all not singing enough songs.
I want to know what the million songs are.
That he went back to the Angie Stone. He said that's all we got.
Whole sister by
that used to be my ringtone. Don't you act like that. That used to be my ringtone way back when. You know it was.
I know. I'm just saying. I mean, I get it, but I'm just saying. What are all these songs praising women that don't involve having sex with me? What are these songs?
Soul Sister by Bilal.
Same. Those come at the same time. We have Brother and Soul Sister at the same time. What else you got? Nothing.
Hold on, give me a second.
Thousands of songs. I mean, that's bullshit. A million songs praising women. Bullshit.
Well, we need a soundtrack.
I'm saying there are a million songs saying I would like to fuck you in very nice ways, but there is not no million songs praising no damn women. Go ahead. Read another comment. That didn't piss me off.
You want to read that one?
I think they run it down.
Chantel says, what you see is compassion. It has nothing to do with not giving black men love. And so speaking to you, in that moment, it's like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. And I feel you, Chantel, but I do get what he said as well, because if you hate men 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, don't start loving me when the police shoot me. Like, could you love me some other days? Like, it just doesn't come.
That's all I was saying. I'm not saying that women don't love black men. And my thing is this, and this just to the black men, we have been put into boxes to where either you all the way thugged out or you a lame. The middle ground, there is no middle ground to where, yeah, I know how to handle myself in the streets, but I can still go out here amongst decent, God-fearing folk and handle my business. You know what I mean? So that kind of makes it hard on the woman, because it's like either you all the way thugged out and you out here catching cases and going to chain gang, or you out here so lamed out to where I don't even feel safe going to the club with you.
Right. I just want to tell y'all, while y'all naming songs, that anything involving your mama don't count. I don't hear nothing about somebody saying about their mama. That don't count. Throw me something else. No, I'm just saying that don't count. I don't want to hear nothing about Sweet Sadie, Dear Mama. No, that don't count. That don't count. I want to talk about you actually praising.
Keep your head up. Keep your head up by Tupac. Keep your head up. I got one.
All right, I'll give you Keep Your Head Up. We got two songs right now.
Brenda's got a baby. And Tupac.
That doesn't count.
I wanted to count, but I can't.
That does not count. Anyway,
Unconditional Love by Tupac. I'm sorry, Tupac got a lot of them.
Sir.
They hate women who are sexual and hate women who won't have sex with them.
Exactly. It's so retarded and backwards. I think we're so confused and twisted up.
Now, wait a minute now. Now, wait a minute, Queso. Now, hold on now. I mean, some dudes. I can't speak for the multitude, but I'm just gonna say this: I adore women. Like I'm not gonna flex. I do. But I mean, like I say, it's very complicated. I'm telling you, I'm at a loss of words with that, because I don't hate women that's sexual at all. I don't hate it at all. When it comes to that,
okay, but do you view a woman who is quote unquote sexual as somebody who could also be your woman, your wife, whatever?
You motherfucking right, because goddamn it, my track record ain't clean. I'm not gonna ask you for no fucking body count or no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Is you here with me and doing for me? Then what you done in the past, you here with me right now. What we gonna do?
Hey, I'm gonna let you know you might be the exception, because I'm just telling you, it's a lot of guys that it's like you want us to be these virginal freaks. You know what I'm saying?
No. I need you to have a little experience on this thing now. I need to know what you're doing now. But go ahead.
I'm not saying you. I'm saying there are a lot of men out here, and I feel like that's also part of the reason why they go for younger, less experienced women, is because you feel like, okay, she's only 19, she couldn't have fucked about 2-3 people.
Right, bullshit.
Hey, I'm saying that's mentality. I'm not saying it's true. I'm saying that's what you're thinking in your brain. All right, she ain't been around too many blocks.
I want you to read this one.
Well, I need to read it? Mm-hmm. Okay. Chantel says, like, real talk, what we want is for men to lead. Be a leader in every sense of the word, at home, in the community, at work, etc. And I agree with that, actually. But the problem a lot of the time is that I don't think men were raised by leaders. Therefore, they don't have the background. You know what I'm saying?
Or the backbone.
The background, the backbone, the whatever.
The testicular fortitude.
The testicular fortitude to be a leader. And and it is unfortunate, because that is what a lot of us are looking for as women, and we don't want to have to tell you to lead. We want you to just do it. And let's be clear too, because I don't want to get men on the wrong track. That doesn't mean to come in with the force, with a hand of God, forcefully trying to reign over somebody. No, the way to lead is by example. The way to lead is by just being upright and doing the right thing at all times. And I start looking at you like, wow, shit, he makes me want to do better too. So then you just start doing better because he's doing so well. Or, be more of a guide than, if you think about a good leader at work, you know what I'm saying? What's your favorite manager? The one who's fun loving, and you know what I'm saying? He has whatever he has to say, but it's not this, that fist and, right. Do it my way. They're open to criticism. They're open to other ideas that aren't theirs. That's a good leader. And I think that men get it confused and feel like, do what I say, not as I do, and just do what I say. And that makes you a leader. No, not really. You need to make you a hypocrite. Want to do what you want me to do.
I had to put this up. I had to put it up.
Cornelius, go ahead. You can read it.
No, read it. No, you read it.
Cornelius George says some women don't want to follow. we can't both lead.
And
I will say this to Cornelius. The reason why they don't want to follow, because they ain't never had nothing to follow. My thing is this. I told one of my homeboys the other day, I say, man, you can't be sitting there coming to me talking about what the girl ain't doing, nigga. What you put her on? What type of game you put her on? Fuck you mean? She not finna follow you off the goddamn cliff, my nigga. You out here, goddamn it, like I say, divided, undecided, need to be guided. What the fuck's wrong with you? She's not finna follow that, my nigga. She's not finna do that. But there is a certain segment of women that have become so disheartened. You see what I'm saying? You grew up, and no shade to the lady, but I'm just saying, motherfucker grew up listening to Mary J. Blige, talking about you're not gonna cry, and goddamn it, all this other fly shit, to the point to where you feel like you don't need a man. I see that shit constantly. I don't need a man for nothing. I don't need a man for nothing. Hana. So, you know, there's a certain segment of women that are on that just will not take instruction. I don't give a fuck what you're doing. And that's just what it is. But
I don't even think it's the majority, though. Honestly, I think it's a small percentage.
No, I'm not saying it's the majority. That's why I said it's a certain segment. You know what I mean? It's a certain segment that's going so far. But in some cases, it's for good reason. Because all your life, you've never seen it. You know what I'm saying? It's like you'll have a situation to where there ain't been a man in your household in 4 generations. Okay. You don't know what the fuck leadership is. So you ain't never seen it.
Right. I really want to get to solutions, but as we're doing that, I do want to acknowledge that Chantel is dropping some beautiful songs by women that were praising and loving men, black men to be specific.
Yes.
No, I'm seeing it go. Yeah. No, I mean, two is more than the one that y'all claimed you had. There now we got 3. But we're gonna keep going. And I'm sure somebody will think of something later on, but we need to. Comments. He has 2 comments to read. Then we're gonna get a solution. Then we're gonna wrap it up. So because we're running long. So, comment.
I think this is kind of important, just to balance it back out.
Chantel says exactly. Men who say women can't follow are often men who can't lead, and I absolutely agree with that. I've had relationships. I don't say this because the guy that I'm with now, I tell people all the time, I would follow that man blindfolded through a minefield with voice commands because I trust him that much to lead me in the right direction. Right. You know what I'm saying? And if I don't feel that way about you, then
but you know what though?
No, I'm being serious because I've been with guys who wanted to be the leader, but your idea of leading was a bunch of bullshit, and then you told me I didn't want to follow. Well, you got bad ideas, my brother. But now
let me get your income tax check and flip it.
You said what?
Let me flip your income tax check. Right. Go get this money.
Stop.
Go and invest in this mixtape. I'm gonna get this break.
What you said, something similar.
Yeah, I will follow you to the end of the earth.
No, that made me feel, when I heard that, it made me came up because I'm like, damn, I don't want to lead this woman in the wrong direction. Like she literally professed that she would do that. So I'm like, fuck. I need to make sure that every step I take is accurate because if she's willing to do that and support whatever the fuck I do, it shouldn't be a click that we don't.
But that's why. But for me, let me interject real quick. But that's why we as men have to get our proverbial shit together. Mm-hmm. Period. Because when we do find that woman that wants to follow us and wants to come with us, we have to have it together to where, hey, we can sit down with pen and paper and write out a game plan and say, hey, baby girl, this is what we finna be in 3 months. You know what I mean? 6 months from now, this is what we finna be. And I'm talking about put that shit on the refrigerator to where we're going to see it every day. And we need to come through here and check this shit off. So after 6 months, if we ain't checked this shit off, we're bullshitting.
That's the solution.
And I got to get my shit together because I am the captain of this motherfucker. You understand what I'm saying? I'm like Leonidas on 300. Get behind me. I'm going to be the first to go. Straight business. But again, we have to do it as a multitude, and that takes us as men coming together and actually putting our pride to the side and talking to other brothers. A lot of times dudes don't want to come together and chop up no game. Because if I am what I am, then I have to talk to my younger brothers and even some brothers that's older than me that's out here lost and get our shit together. We can't say that these women ain't this and these women ain't that and da-da-da-da-da. That's what we're falling short because they ain't going to be no more than we make them. But that's just me. Come on with the solution.
I don't even have but you're not going to be able to fit them all in.
Okay, well, grab a couple of comments and then we're going to talk about solutions.
I'm just going to hit the comments. We're not going to talk about them.
We're just going to read them and not talk about them. That's what he says. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Push the button.
Cornelius says, if men weren't raised to be leaders, then how can women be raised to be led? Believe that.
If men weren't raised to be leaders, then how can women be raised to be led? All right. Something to think about.
We have to realize that
Jonathan says.
I'm sorry, you're right. Jonathan says you have to realize that when you look behind you and your family isn't following you, then you're not leading. You're just taking a walk.
Alone, apparently.
Right.
Solution. I love it.
Therapy for all. Mentorship. Learn to take constructive criticism and don't be afraid to change your motherfucking mind.
I like that.
Okay, so I'm fucking with you.
The very first part of that, therapy for all, because a lot of people are afraid of therapy in our community, afraid to do the work, whether you're doing the work. Because me personally, I've never talked to a therapist, but I've done a lot of work by myself.
Mm-hmm.
When I get
Talk to me, nigga.
Well, I've been licensed and all of that, but I'll get a book.
Experience gives me license now.
All right, I'll get a book from, like, someone who is licensed and learn it and all of that, and I'll just go through the steps and learn the processes and do the therapy by myself. A lot of people don't have that kind of wherewithal to start working on themselves by themselves. So yes, please seek outside help, get some therapy. Pretty much every Black person in America needs it, and there's no.
That should come with our reparation.
Part of the reparations
package
has
is
got
fucking
to be
therapy,
free therapy so that you can
cut the check and therapy.
I got two more. This is the last one. I mean, the second to last one.
Where's the brother?
Right here, Bourbon and Pancakes.
Right,
you got Brother George.
Where we got Brother George?
You got Brother Isaac. You know what I'm saying? We start some Brother Jonathan's in the motherfucker.
Right.
Cornelius. We're going to start a
Brother Cornelius.
That's what the conversation before we can figure out the fuck we need to do.
What we doing?
This has to be the last one because it's so deep. It
looks
looks like it's deep.
I mean, it could be. Chantel says
it's long enough. It better be deep
somewhere. Goddamn fucking goddamn. Part 1, part 2. You can't do that. All right.
Read it.
It's about maturity on both levels. Men and women both have to take inventory of who they are and to be honest with themselves. Know yourself first before you try to pull anyone else in. If you don't like who you are, you need to figure out who the hell you want to be and spend the rest of your life making that shit happen. That goes both ways. That's what I be saying all the time. I gotta figure this shit out.
Isaac, don't start. Like, Isaac been single for 7 summers talking about, I'm still figuring it out. All right, so we're all going to give a solution and we're going to wrap. George, where's the love? How can we find it? What is your solution?
As many people said in the comment section, it begins with self. You have to take an assessment and an accountability for self. And then once you figure self out, find someone that is like-minded. You see what I'm saying? And have compassion. Compassion goes a long fucking way out here, man. To have understanding for another person's situation, mind state, and reciprocity. And I'm gonna leave it at that.
So George spoke for self. I really Isaac, want you to speak for the men's delegation. What do the men need to do? What's their solution?
I think what we need to do, I mean, speaking on the therapy thing, that self-healing thing, we need to put things in perspective. There's a lot of Black women out here. All of them can't be hoes. They just can't be.
Are you sure?
All of them can't be gold diggers.
Are you sure?
It might just be your experience. And again, my main focus is whatever you are, you attract that. You know what I'm saying? So if you aren't together, you probably might pull in not together motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? So I think it comes down to understanding, like putting things in perspective. There's a lot of women out there. If you're only attracting women like this, you might need to up your game in some kind of way or evolve in some kind of way and attract different types of women, speaking from the men's delegation. And then secondly, that's not what I wanted to end on. I don't know why you did me like that.
That's how I did.
But I think the other thing is being more aggressive with the self-love and being more aggressive with platonic love, right?
Okay.
So instead of just saying like she's sexy and I want to make her feel some kind of way, oh, you a queen. How come she just can't be a queen just because? You don't want nothing. You just project that positivity just as aggressively as you would if you wanted to fuck her.
But don't y'all want... You know what? That starts a whole other conversation. Whole other conversation. We're not doing that. Okay. So for me, I am speaking to my deaconesses, the women's delegation, and as a professional baby mama. Mm-hmm. This is my advice to fix this and find out where the love is. Let us please aspire to be more than a baby mama. I know that I started my whole family in baby mamadom. because I said I wasn't going to be like my mother. My mother got married to my dad, had 6 kids, and the shit fell off the rails. I said, fuck that. I'm doing the exact opposite. I got 5 kids, 4 baby daddies. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing this shit. What you did, which is a bad idea. I could have just looked at it and been like, I can still marry somebody and just choose better, but not me. No, I got to do the exact opposite of what you did. So I think that a lot of the problem is that when we get into these relationships, we start having children and, you know, doing things, we're not really focused on what's going to happen next or what's in the future. Or is this somebody I can see spending the rest of my life with? Whether we get married or not, it should be, you know, that type of commitment before you bring somebody else into the world to fuck them up. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? For the next generation, I don't know what I did to my kids not giving them a daddy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've tried to put, you know, substitutions in. We did the best we could, but I mean, it might have been better if I did something else. So I think that is maybe one of our first solutions, because I feel like single motherhood has crippled our community in such a way that it's almost irreparable. You're growing up without having a father, so therefore you don't know what that looks like. And I don't know what that experience is because I had a daddy. So, you know, I always have this reverence for men because daddy was everything. But if you think about my children and possibly, you know, and people who were raised without one, then I started thinking, oh, wow, maybe that's why I'm so level-headed, because I had that balance in my life and I didn't give it to my children. So I think that's our first thing. And then our second thing, and I'm going to leave on this, is be teachable. You don't know everything. And women these days, we think we know everything because, you know, we just have been empowered to do so in our community. And that's a whole nother subject that we're not going to get into. We don't know everything, and you need to be teachable in a relationship. And, you know, shit.
3 smart motherfuckers got some really good solutions in this bitch. I like that shit. That's good.
So, we got to do the stuff.
Oh, fuck. You right. Jeez. It's been a long time. We ain't done it. My bad.
What are you clicking? What are you clicking?
I don't know what that is. Why is that even there?
Why did you click that? Listen. The extra content, which we're going to record right now, we're going to do one more episode of Ask Isaac, and then Extra Bourbon and Pancakes, maybe something else. But you can listen to Extra Bourbon and Pancakes on Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts, all the different places. It's available every Friday morning. We're going to record it just now while he smokes a cigar and pours another drink. Also,
if you want to support Bourbon and
I hate him right now. We are so off.
If you want to support Bourbon and Pancakes, you can definitely do so by Cash App Bourbon and Pancakes spelled the fuck out.
Written out.
Share this motherfucker with other people because they need to hear it. It's somebody you know that ain't doing what they're supposed to do in whatever capacity.
We can help somebody.
Or whatever the fuck we're talking about. This will help them. And if this doesn't help them, the next conversation will. They need to join in on that. Something else. Make sure you like this shit. Is there anything else? The comments are always great. Yeah, the comments are always
share it, love it.
We need y'all. We can't do this without y'all.
We can't do it. I mean, we would do
this.
We
would do it without y'all anyway, because I like drinking and eating pancakes.
But we love the fact that y'all are here, so we appreciate that. So that's pretty much it. We're about to do the second show.
Yes, and then we'll do this again next week. Finish.
Yeah, that's what we do. All right. Peace.